Alright YouTube, I'm making another video of my Maytag A407. This time it has the load sensing agitator. I'm going to wash the same exact load from the previous video. And let's just see how this particular agitator performs in its turnover of the clothes. This is a heavy load. 3 bath towels, 3 cotton bath mats. Those are really heavy. I'm also going to include 1 hand towel and a pair of jeans. So let's check it out. First we need to set the controls. So let's just move it up here for just a second. All right. Sorry about that, YouTube. Sometimes the operator doesn't know what he's doing. As always, I need to break out my magic stick. Looks like that. Defeat the lid switch. And let's load it up. Put in a 1/4 cup of STPP in the bottom of the tub. And to change things up a little bit, I think we'll use a little bit of Persil laundry detergent. Pretty good stuff. Be a proper load without a little Downy fabric softener. Gotta love the Downy. I'm going to fill that to just below the fill line, because one of the things I notice about this load sensing agitator, because it moves and the way it senses the load, it kind of flops around a little bit and it tends to slosh the fabric softener out during agitation. Alright, so it's going into a brief pause there. I'm not sure why. It'll do that sometimes. Sorry about that, YouTube. Let's get this adjusted properly. And there we go. This agitator is doing a much better job of turning over such a large load. I like my Aqua shark fin agitator, but this load sensing agitator is definitely a solid performer. Received lots of great advice and tutoring from automaticwasher.org, all the guys and gals on that website. I've never done anything like rebuild a washing machine until actually I did a Whirlpool direct drive a few months ago, and they were a huge help. So I wanted to do a Maytag. Was having some issues with how permanent press functions on this. It was not operating according to what the manual indicated for the cool down period, because the manual says that it will go into a 45-second spin, drain, then fill up with water, then go into a 15-second spin, drain, then fill up with water, and then it does a drain with a 15-second spray rinse, and it will continue to spin out and then go into its rinse cycle. And that's not what I was experiencing at first. And so I posted my problem on automaticwasher.org and had lots of great advice. And one of the things that I came to realize through some advice that was posted there is that it was not pumping out the water at the correct rate, and because of that, it depends on the pressure switch sensing correctly, and it was running longer than it should have, and it was advancing past certain points where it should have been functioning in cool down. And so I'm not sure I explained that very well, but to make a long story short, I realized that I did not have the correct tension on the belt. The tension on the pump belt was too loose, and therefore it was not spinning or pumping out the water at fast enough rate. And once I got that corrected, then permanent press started functioning as it should. This morning I ran a permanent press load on medium water level, and it operated exactly as the manual indicated. So after this load is complete, I am going to run an extra large load of permanent press, and I want to see if on extra large loads, it still operates according to the manual. So we'll see. I'm going to make a video and I'll post it on YouTube. During this final spin on this wash load, I'm going to take the camera and move it down to the cabinet so that you all can see what the inside looks like. That's one of the reasons why it probably sounds a little louder than it should, because I have the cabinet front off. But as I indicated in an earlier video, I put a new orbital transmission on this. I found a really great bargain for one on eBay, because the counterbalance transmission that was original to this washer was slinging out a lot of oil, and so there was a failed O-ring, and I was planning on rebuilding it, but once I got the transmission removed, some folks from automaticwasher.org, I posted some photographs of it, and they indicated to me that the agitator shaft was pretty corroded. So I still have that transmission, and I'm hoping that one day I'll be able to find an agitator shaft that is in good shape, along with a transmission cover, and then I'll simply overhaul the transmission. I have all the parts to overhaul it, and I would love to install it once again in this washer, and then find a power fin agitator for it, and sort of restore it as close to its original condition as I can possibly get it. But in the meantime, I'm having a lot of fun just experimenting and learning, and I really appreciate all the help of the guys over and gals over at automaticwasher.org. Also put a new motor on this. This has a 1-speed motor, and the old motor is actually operating just fine as far as I can tell, but I decided to just hang on to it and preserve it. And as long as it has a new transmission on it, I thought, well, I'll go ahead and put a new motor on it as well, and someday when I'm able to put the new the old counterweight transmission back into service, then I'll put the old motor back on. Right now I'm using this washer for my daily use. It's essentially a brand new washing machine. At least the major components of it are. We're now in the 1-minute pause. I think this load sensing agitator did a very good job of turning over a very large load. The only drawback to this agitator for this A407 is that it is taller than the agitator that is intended to fit into this tub. And the auger also has the barrel, I think, has a larger footprint or wider diameter in order to accommodate the fins on the auger. And so therefore it's a little more difficult to get clothes into and out of the wash tub. So this is the second load that I've run after I hopefully have fixed correctly the problem with the tub brake. And we'll see. Previously I discovered that it was not, the tub brake was not engaging and stopping the tub. So I put some grease on the helical shaft so that the transmission pulley would spin freely up and down the shaft, and I hope that fixed it. At the moment of truth once again to see if the tub brake is going to engage or if I still have another ongoing problem. And yay, it worked. almost immediately the load sensing agitator begins to pull this heavy load of towels and cotton bath mats under for good, thorough, deep bath rinse. All right, as promised, we're going to take the camera and go down below and have some fun watching the transmission spin. I'm just going to move my tripod out of the way, and here we go, down below. I'm going to get a little wide angle shot. As I said in a previous video, this washing machine was filthy when I acquired it. And so I did a lot of cleanup on it. Did a little bit of rust proofing. You can see some of the evidence of that with a product that Eugene from Lorraine Furniture turned me on to called POR 15. But you can see this has a new orbital transmission, has a new motor, new pump. I still have all the old components. Let's get a better look at that transmission. I completely disassembled this, took the cabinet off the base in order to do a proper treatment of rust. The outer tub was also treated for rust after I used a fair amount of hydrochloric acid in order to get rid of a lot of lime and calcium buildup over the years, and then I treated it, some of the rusty areas, with POR 15. Want to get my fingers up in there. All right, and that's a wrap. Next up will be a load of permanent press clothing items, and thanks for watching.